Well, turning now to British Columbia, where the CBC News decision desk projects the NDP will form government. But it's not clear yet if that government will be a majority or a minority. There are still two ridings left to call, one being that very close race in Surrey-Guildford, where the NDP was leading last hour by 18 votes. It's now after 6 Eastern. We have some new numbers. Sarah Galashan is on this for us. I'm sure she's got her big calculator there with her. So, Sarah, where are we now in this count? 17.
Can you see that? It's 17. So the NDP is still ahead, but now down by one in their lead. And that lead, as I say, it's very, very small, obviously. And so every hour, these votes trickle in. They're absentee ballots that are being counted, and Elections BC being very careful to post them at the minute mark after each hour. We continue to refresh looking for them. The other number to know in terms of ridings still have not been called by CBC is the Courtney Comox, and that's a 91 vote lead for the Conservatives. That one feels a little more comfortable by comparison to what's happening in Surrey-Guildford at the 17. But that is where we stand. We did just last hour, CBC projected wins for the Conservative in Kelowna Centre and one to Fuqua for the NDP, which then what we have here is the Conservatives leading or projected in 44 seats, the NDP with 47 being the magic number. But as you rightly say, we can't say, we don't know yet if that 47 is actually going to hold, because it dips, it goes up and down, hour to hour in terms of what that lead actually is.
So right now, David Eby is going to get a majority government based on a 17-vote margin in a race that is changing hour by hour. That other Conservative seat, 91 votes is a landslide compared to this, but still a lot of votes to come, right? So that one is not final, though it's now been NDP in the last couple of counts. What happens if that flips again? Because that is a possibility, and David Eby doesn't get the majority, instead he gets the minority. Then it gets kind of messy, right? 46, 45, and 2 is where to be.
Yes, it does. And just very quickly, I'll say, if it is a 17 lead that it ends up being, that would trigger what's called a recount. They would have to go back and recount again, so we wouldn't actually have an answer today anyway. And so that's why we're like, build those numbers. Are they going to get higher or lower? Just do something one way or the other and have this end today. But it very well may not. If in the end, what we do have is the minority, where you have no one with the 47 seats, what is predicted will happen is that, as did in 2017, that the NDPs will call up the Green Party with the 2 seats, the two MLAs that they have elected from this government, and see if they would support an NDP government so that it wouldn't fall when it came to votes. There's a lot of thought as to whether, it did happen in 2017. Would it happen as easily this time around, given that there has been a history there, and there was certainly some tension? The other wild card in this is that Sonia Forceneau, who is the Green Party leader in British Columbia, she didn't win her seat, so she's not in the ledge at these discussions. And the 2 MLAs that did, they are brand new to the House. And so it's unclear as to whether the NDP and the Greens would work as well together this time round. Right. If they didn't, and it was a minority, I'll just say that John Rustad on election night in his speech did promise that if this is a minority, he's going to do what he can to bring it back to the electorate as soon as possible, bring down and go back to another vote. And this one's not even over yet, David.
Yeah, the Greens may not want an election soon, but they may remember John Horgan tearing up their old agreement early to get his majority government. All right, the referendum that will never end. Sarah Galashan in Coquitlam. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon.